Chapter 41 Linghai's Advice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In response to Tang San's words, Linghai didn't say much. Having lived so long, he had no reason to vent his anger on others. Kid, you came here to sign up. But this is between me and them. The matter has nothing to do with you. Grandpa, everything must be reasonable, right? Look at this. Tang San wanted to say something more, but was interrupted by Li Yusong. Okay, you go queue up first, the teachers will handle this matter. Hearing this, Tang San closed his mouth angrily. Regarding what Yu Xiaojiang said, Tang San thought they were all right. Even with his hot face pressed against his cold ass, he didn't say much. Han Yu, who was in the distance, couldn't help but sneer. Tang San really has a unique set of judgment standards. Back then, I just choked Yu Xiaojiang a few words, and then he labeled me as a way to die. This is what Li Yusong said. He is still indifferent. The rules of Shrek Academy are the rules. No matter whether you agree or not, the money cannot be refunded. Seeing Zhao Wuji appear in sight, Li Yusong gradually gained confidence. Shrek Academy is nothing more than that. You can't do anything to deduct the registration fee. With a cold snort, the phantom of the flame black eagle appeared behind Linghai. Although this martial spirit has not reached the category of top martial arts, it is definitely a very powerful one among high-level martial spirits. Han Yu couldn't help but wonder, is this martial spirit the inherited martial spirit of their family? That if this is the case, then her granddaughter's strength will definitely not be that weak, and it will be necessary to win her over. Old guy, let's talk about our strength. Zhao Wuji quickly stood in front of Li Yusong. 7 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, and black appeared at his feet, and the strength of the 76th level soul saint was undoubtedly exposed. Linghai had no intention of backing down. Shrek Academy even dared to deduct his registration fee, let alone others. The 4th soul skill, Flame Feather Wind Breath. Linghai waved his hand, and the flame black eagle spirit behind him quickly flapped its wings, and countless flaming arrows rained down towards Zhao Wuji. The people watching saw the 2 soul saints taking action and started to run away in a hurry. Lingling, you should also retreat. Han Yu said calmly. Linghai would not be Zhao Wuji's opponent. In order not to increase Shrek's arrogance, he decided to take action at the right time. The aftermath of the battle swept over soon after. Tang San, who was standing at the front, was knocked to the ground along with Xiao Wu before he could react. The 2 of them were not seriously hurt. I will not let go of anyone who hurts Xiao Wu. Getting up with difficulty, Tang San looked at Linghai with anger. If it weren't for his lack of strength, he would have rushed forward to kill him. As for Zhao Wuji, he was from Shrek. Everything he did was correct, and this matter was provoked by Linghai in the first place and had nothing to do with him. Okay, old guy, I think you are tired of living. Zhao Wuji jumped up, and the black soul ring at the 7th position under his feet suddenly lit up. The 7th soul skill, Martial Soul True Form. How can I be afraid of you, old man? The 7th soul skill is the Black Eagle True Body. The gigantic Vajra bear and the flame black eagle rise from the ground. As the soul saint's most powerful means, the martial soul's true form is also the symbol that distinguishes the strong. Once it is opened, it means that both parties are serious about it. The 3rd soul skill, Increased Gravity. Zhao Wuji stamped his foot violently, and the gravity around him instantly increased a lot. Some stones that were not very hard in texture collapsed under the influence of gravity. Naturally, Linghai will not be afraid. The 3rd soul skill is the Everlasting Spark. In an instant, the attributes of his whole body improved a lot, especially the flames lingering around him, which instantly increased by several levels. With the blessing of the martial soul avatar, the power of the first 6 soul skills has been improved to varying degrees, and during this period, the first 6 soul skills can be released an unlimited number of times. Han Yu, who was watching the battle from a distance, couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Without the strange fire, with his current Soul Emperor cultivation, it would be quite difficult to face a soul saint who could unleash the first 6 soul skills infinitely. Although he may not necessarily lose, if he wants to defeat the opponent, it will definitely be a miserable victory. the longer the battle goes on, the more obvious the gap in soul power levels becomes. Linghai was already old and frail, while Zhao Wuji was young and vigorous. With the blessing of various unfavorable factors, he soon fell into decline. Tang San, who was watching the battle from afar, wanted to take action to avenge Xiao Wu. But he didn't dare to intervene in the battle between soul saints at will, not to mention that he doesn't have the dragon beard needle now. Even if he does, he may not be able to benefit from the soul saint who is full of vigilance. In addition, Zhao Wuji does not know himself, and it is very likely that his unprovoked actions may lead to uncontrollable situations. Han Yu is already ready to take action secretly, but at this moment, Ning Rongrong arrived belatedly. After seeing the two soul saints fighting each other, instead of being nervous, she watched the show with relish. In the past, when she was in the Seven Treasures glazed sect, she had not missed watching the sparring between Sword and Bone Douluo. Now that she saw this scene, she suddenly felt that her trip was worthwhile. Han Yu didn't pay much attention to her. In terms of martial arts and talent, Ning Rongrong was indeed qualified to be included in his team. However, let alone Yi Lingling's relationship with the Qibao glazed sect, the character of the little witch Ning Rongrong alone is enough to cause headaches. Besides, Han Yu didn't have the habit of being a nanny. He snapped his fingers gently. Zhao Wuji, who was still fighting the Linghai, suddenly felt a burst of angina and fell to the ground weakly. The martial soul's true body also shattered at this moment. No matter how strong a soul master's external defense is, their heart is still their most vulnerable point. After doing all this, Han Yu had no intention of showing up. The little brat knew about his flames, and Tang Mouse was also nearby, so it would be bad if he was recognized. What surprised him was that Tang Mouse could regain his mobility so quickly. Title Douluo's vitality is truly astonishing. The aura of the strange fire was extremely concealed, and since Linghai was also a fire attribute soul master, no one present noticed anything unusual. Linghai, who was well aware of Zhao Wuji's power, knew that someone was secretly helping him, but that person had no intention of showing up, and it was difficult for him to expose him. As the saying goes, kill you while you are sick. He quickly released his soul skills, and Zhao Wuji, who showed no resistance, was seriously injured and passed out in an instant. How is this possible? It's obviously that teacher who has always had the upper hand. Why would he still? With Tang San's strength, he naturally couldn't see anything, but if it were Tang Hao hiding in the dark, he just thought that this was the effect of the old man's flame. Linghai walked up to Tang San and dissuaded him. Kids, it's better to leave Shrek Academy. This place is not worth your time. With that, he raised his arms and said to all the parents, any parents whose registration fees have been deducted by Shrek, please come to me and take the money away. No one can take more, not even a gold soul coin. Tang San didn't care about his words. The winner was the king and the loser was the bandit. Now that Linghai is the winner, others will naturally not refute his words. Don't worry, senior. How could Tang San bow down to a person who already had a way to die? It's officially launched today, so I beg you readers to continue reading. If you do well during the recommendation period, the author will reward you with thousands of dollars a day after it is put on the shelves. In addition, don't forget the recommendation tickets and monthly passes. Thank you all readers in advance. Chapter 42 can't be hard. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How could Linghai compete with a family guy like Tang San? He only left after watching everyone take back the money. During this period, Li Yusong and Dai Mubai glared at him, but they dared not speak out. Having just experienced the battle, Linghai had no intention of taking action again. After all, he was just seeking justice for his granddaughter, not a murderous person. After Linghai left, Han Yu lost interest in watching the show. Since someone has already taken action to teach Shrek a lesson, there is no need for him to be exposed. In the eyes of Tang San and Yu Xiaojiang, he is just a soul sect now. When they misjudge his strength, he will show it again. By then, the expressions of the master and disciple will definitely be wonderful. However, what he didn't expect was that Dai Mubai's face was thicker than the city wall. When he saw Zhu Zhuqing was about to leave, he quickly stepped forward to stop him. As for Tang San, Ning Rongrong, they had originally intended to enroll in Shrek. When Li Yusong brought Zhao Wuji into the academy, he also asked them to follow him. after Linghai's troubles, Shrek's student resources this year must be very unsatisfactory. In the spirit of treating a dead horse as a living horse doctor, Li Yusong decided to bring people in first. Even if they can't become students, they can still get some wool. Zhu Qing, why did you leave? Dai Mubai asked as soon as he came up. Han Yu and Yi Lingling stood aside without saying a word. This is Zhu Zhuqing's private matter, so just let her express her attitude. Dai Mubai, you'd better go there with your lover. After several observations, Zhu Zhuqing was already disappointed with Dai Mubai. After pushing him away with one hand, Zhu Zhuqing walked away. Dai Mubai was still unwilling to give up, and he actually said, Zhu Zhuqing, you are a bitch, just wait without me. The worst is death, who is afraid of whom? Being bullied by Linghai, he accepted it. After all, he was not strong enough. But when Zhu Zhuqing, who was far weaker than him and also his fiancée, said this, the anger in Dai Mubai's heart could no longer be contained. Pa Hanyu slapped Dai Mubai on the face, don't speak so harshly. If you want others to respect you, you need to learn to respect others first. And what you did is obviously not worthy of the respect of others. Zhu Zhuqing had no intention of looking back. Dai Mubai saw this and sneered, okay Zhu Zhuqing, you are such a bitch for finding such a pretty boy. Really? Han Yu sneered and immediately punched Dai Mubai. Remember, don't embarrass yourself outside if you don't have any strength. Han Yu had no intention of killing him. Shrek was a bunch of rotten fish and shrimps. If he wanted to torture him, he had to do it neatly. If he killed Dai Mubai directly, Dai Mubai would not be able to enjoy the means he carefully prepared in the future. Wouldn't that be too advantageous for him? However, Han Yu's punch just now contained a lot of fire poison. Moreover, the part he hit was Dai Mubai's lower abdomen, and there was a high probability that he would not be able to get hard in the future. The force of the fist was so heavy that Dai Mubai fainted on the spot. As expected, Tang San and others enrolled in Shrek Academy as they wished. Zhao Wuji and Dai Mubai fell into a coma again, and Li Yusong took over the 4th level test. Compared to Zhao Wuji, his attacks were much lighter. Seeing that Tang San could quickly organize people to launch an effective attack on him, he declared that they had passed the test. However, due to the current situation in the college, Li Yusong couldn't leave for a while. After asking Lu Qibin to take them to the dormitory, he went to Flender's office alone. As the strongest person in Shrek Academy, the academy is facing such a big crisis, but the other party did not show up. This is really abnormal. However, when he came to the door of the office, Flanders happened to come out of the house. Yesterday, he was seriously injured by Han Yu and has been hiding in the academy since he woke up. Originally, only Zhao Wuji and Xiao Xian knew about this matter, but today Shrek Academy was attacked again, and Flanders felt that something was fishy. Seeing that Zhao Wuji had not returned yet, he was about to go out to check the situation. Listening to Li Yusong's retelling, Flanders frowned. How did you get into trouble with him? Linghai's identity is not simple. Flanders is not afraid of his strength, but he is afraid of the people behind him. Li Yusong smiled bitterly inside. He was just enforcing the rules set by Flanders. Unexpectedly, stealing the chicken will end up losing the rice. Flanders is also very helpless. His recent ideas have been a bit off. Not only has he been robbed, but the college's income has also dropped sharply this year. There are some people who hate our Shrek Academy. Li Yusong said angrily. Before establishing the academy with Flanders, none of them were famous ruthless characters on the mainland. It's just that after retiring for a few years, some people have forgotten their former evil reputation. As the dean, Flanders naturally knows not to look at the surface when looking at problems. Old Li, don't be rash. That old guy from Linghai has an extraordinary position in Soto City, and not long ago, I was robbed by a strong man for no reason. I think this may be behind the scenes of those guys from the Balak Kingdom. Not only did they not let Shrek Academy pass the trial, they even thought of using this method to dissolve our academy. As he spoke, he hit the door frame with his fist in a serious manner. For them, dumping the blame is just a routine operation. As for whether there is any reason for it, they are the local emperors in Soto City. What's wrong with that? Take me to see Lao Zhao quickly. Flanders said anxiously, Zhao Wuji is the mainstay of Shrek Academy. Once he loses him, the academy may be a little helpless with only him as the war soul saint. On the way, Li Yusong told what happened to Tang San and others. Compared to Zhao Wuji's safety, the injuries to the new students and Dai Mubai seemed insignificant. Zhao Wuji woke up at this time, but the sequelae caused by the strange fire made it impossible to mobilize the soul power in his body for a short period of time. After learning about this situation, Flanders said solemnly, Old Zhao, the person who robbed me and the person who attacked you should be the same guy. Judging from Zhao Wuji's description and symptoms, it is basically certain. Is it possible that that guy has something to do with Linghai? Zhao Wuji asked. Flanders couldn't be sure, but the other party had the ability to kill them, but he didn't do it. He speculated that there must be something that offended this person. And the other party did not go on a killing spree. Flanders felt that the other party should have stopped after taking revenge. Perhaps this guy is someone we offended when we were in the past, or maybe he was sent by the Balik Kingdom. And he also has a strong ability to disguise. Old Zhao, let's be careful in the future and try not to conflict with others. The person who can beat him is obviously not a young man in his 20s, Zhao Wuji nodded with deep understanding. Dean, Mubai seemed to be injured a bit seriously. When I brought him back, he was already unconscious. Lao Li, why did you just say it now? Li Yusong smiled bitterly. Just now, Flanders only had eyes for Zhao Wuji, so how could he listen to his words? Recommend a friend's book Douluo, a century-old legend. I am the second Uncle Qinshin that once traveling through Douluo continent and preparing to defeat Tang San, but found out that he was born 100 years ago in the D timeline, the sword Douluo who is said to have the strongest attack in the original novel. It's probably his unborn nephew. The author has exquisite conception and grand layout. It's closer to original fantasy than a derivative fanfic. Supplement and improve the settings of Wuhuan World makes the fantasy floor tiles more solid. Chapter 43 Boss Dai, I will take care of your sister-in-law for you. Please read and collect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dai Mubai was in a very bad state, and thanks to the jelly beans made by Xiao Xian, his breath stabilized. However, Xiao Xian was not a healing soul master after all. Both Zhao Wuji and Flender had eaten his jelly beans. At most, it was just to prevent the injury from getting worse and increase the speed of self-healing. Flanders couldn't afford a healing soul master who could heal the soul saint's injuries. However, he could still afford to pay for a soul master like Dai Mubai to be cured. Old Li, you go to Soto City and invite Master Wang. You can't let Mubai's injury worsen and affect his future training. Flanders took out the golden soul card and handed it over with a look of pain on his face. In the opponent's hands, this is a card worth 50,000 gold soul coins. It was sent to Ning Fengji not long ago as a reward for asking him to take care of Ning Rongrong, but for Dai Mubai, a wealthy man, he could only bear the pain and pay for the treatment in advance. Dean, why don't you take a look at the new students? Xiao Xian said, Mubai has me here, nothing will happen to them. Flanders shook his head, forget it, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Half an hour later, Li Yusong came back with an old man who was over 60 years old. Master Wang, I'm glad to meet you, and I would like to ask you to save my student. Flender said quickly, Shrek's reputation has never been very good, but Master Wang is a real person, and for the sake of money, he agreed to take action. He didn't write any ink. After activating the martial spirit, he immediately used the fifth soul skill to treat Dai Mubai. As green light entered his body, Dai Mubai's complexion was recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. A healing soul master at the Soul King level is indeed overqualified to heal a soul master. Master Wang thought the process would go smoothly, but unexpectedly. Ahem. Dai Mubai gradually regained consciousness. He sat up suddenly and couldn't help but said, Zhu Zhuqing, you bitch, don't let me catch you. Mubai, are you okay? Flanders asked hurriedly. After understanding the situation nearby, Dai Mubai said, Dean, I was attacked by someone. He didn't have the shame to talk about being knocked over by someone's punch, and his rhetoric rewrote this process a lot. Being unilaterally turned into a fight with others, and being secretly attacked, Li Yusong didn't know the situation at that time. He only knew that Dai Mubai hadn't returned to the academy for a long time. When he went to look for him, he was already lying on the ground and he didn't know whether he was alive or dead. It's okay. As for the sneak attack, we'll investigate later. Mubai's treatment fee is 50,000 gold soul coins. You pay it first. Master Wang is here, and Flanders can't raise the price. However, all the money he advanced will have to be returned. Dai Mubai didn't have much money, so taking out 50,000 gold soul coins in one go would be a stretch for him. Fortunately, with his soul master's strength, he can get 100 gold soul coins from Wuhuan Palace every month. Ahem, don't be too happy too early. Hey, I've tried my best. Master Wang looked pale and took out a pot of water from the soul guide and drank it. Hearing this, Dai Mubai and others suddenly had a bad premonition. Master Wang, is Mubai's foundation damaged? Flanders asked in a deep voice. Master Wang said, yes and no. His cultivation foundation has been preserved, but as for this foundation, touching his nose, this matter was obviously a bit difficult for him to talk about. Dai Mubai felt a chill in his heart, and then he touched his second brother and breathed a sigh of relief when he found that there was no problem. Hey, young man, I'm afraid your ability in this area will be hindered in the future. I don't know what the situation is, but there is an unknown force in your body that hinders your functions. Master Wang said with a sigh on his face, in the future, I'm afraid you will have to use medicine to have sex. This Dai Mubai looked in disbelief. His bullets are still there, which means his sexual desire will not decline, but he can't do it anymore. For a moment, he found it difficult to accept. Flanders asked, Master Wang, can't you even do anything about it? Master Wang shook his head, thought for a moment and said, you should find a more advanced healing soul master, or seek some medical treatment. It is also possible that this situation will get better after the soul power level increases. The other party charged so much money, and Flanders knew that he would not lie about this kind of thing. After arranging for Li Yusong to send him back, he comforted Dai Mubai and said, Hey Mubai, I have some folk remedies here, go and try them. These prescriptions were originally used to treat Ma Hongjun, but who knew that the more treatment he received, the stronger Ma Hongjun's evil fire would be. Nowadays, it is quite suitable for Dai Mubai. With that, he left the room. At this time, leaving Dai Mubai alone is often more effective than persuasion. Zhu Zhuqing, this must be your instigation. You viper, don't fall into my hands. Dai Mubai said with a ferocious expression. That night, under Ma Hongjun's warm invitation, Dai Mubai went to Soto City. What if, while playing with the twins, my body recovered? Not long after they entered the Rose Hotel, Ma Hongjun heard the twin sisters come out cursing before they could get far. Dai Mubai used to be extremely brave, but now he is just a paper tiger and cannot satisfy them. Listening to their words, Ma Hongjun also understood the situation. You guys, listen to my explanation. Dai Mubai rushed out, but unfortunately, the twin sisters ignored him and quickly walked away. Boss Dai, are you feeling exhausted? How about I take care of your sister-in-law for you? Ma Hongjun said with anger in his head. Fat man, you are looking for death. After saying that, Dai Mubai returned to the academy angrily. On the way, he had already scolded Zhu Zhuqing's family tree. Having desire but being unable to do anything is even worse than killing him. The words are divided into two parts. Hanyu has been looking for candidates since he left Shrek Academy, in addition to Linghai's granddaughter. The other one is currently staying in Soto City for a rest. After many inquiries, Hanyu decided to visit Linghai first. Linghai's residence is in the central street of Soto City, and nearby are the residences of some dignitaries in the city. It is worth mentioning that the wealthy businessman's daughter who is related to Dai Mubai also lives here. However, it won't be long before this wealthy businessman's daughter dumps Dai Mubai. Stop, this is Ling Mansion, everyone is waiting to leave quickly. In front of the door, a guard blocked Hanyu. I always feel like something is weird. That without thinking much, Hanyu hurriedly said, Hanyu, please see Senior Linghai. The guard looked him over and asked, are you a soul master? That after all, Linghai is also a soul saint. If his level is too low, there is no chance to see him. Hanyu did not hesitate, and 6 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, and black quickly appeared at his feet. The guard was startled and became more respectful. I'm just a small boy, I don't know how big Master Han is. Please wait a moment, sir. I will go and report to you. Chapter 44 Lingxiao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the Douluo continent, strength is respected. Even though this guard is much older than Han Yu, his attitude has to change in the face of absolute strength. Han Yu didn't say much, but waited quietly at the door. The guards didn't know him. If they were looking for trouble and brought Han Yu into the house, 10 lives would not be enough to kill him. Master, there is a Soul Emperor outside who calls himself Han Yu, and I think he is very young. He may be from the Wuhuan Palace. The housekeeper received the news and hurriedly reported it. Could it be someone sent by eldest sister? Linghai touched his chin. Let him come in. I don't know if he was sent by eldest sister. Soon after, Han Yu came to the reception room under the leadership of the guards. Although Linghai didn't know him, a Soul Emperor of such an age was worthy of his friendship. This must be little friend Han Yu. Old man, I am Linghai. I wonder what the reason for your visit is. Han Yu cupped his hands and said, I've heard about Senior Linghai's name for a long time, so I'm here to visit you rashly. I hope Hai Han will do it. Such a young Soul Emperor must have unlimited potential, and Linghai would not be displeased over such a trivial matter. After all, geniuses and strong men are treated differently. After a brief exchange of pleasantries, Han Yu went straight to the point. Senior Linghai, let me tell you the truth, this junior came here because he took a fancy to your grandson's talent and wants to recruit her into my team. After a brief introduction, Linghai understood that Han Yu had the idea of forming a team for the Soul Master competition. At the same time, he was also sure that Han Yu was not the person sent by his eldest sister. So, little friend Han Yu is a teacher at the college. That it just so happened that his granddaughter needed to enter the Advanced Soul Master Academy, and he couldn't find a suitable one after searching around. It would be of great benefit to his granddaughter if a talented person like Han Yu could personally guide her in her cultivation. To be honest, I have not joined any high-level Soul Master Academy. If seniors believe in me, I guarantee that your granddaughter will be the starter in the next Soul Master competition and achieve good results. Sincerity is always a must-win, and besides, for a straightforward person like Linghai, telling him that those twists and turns will arouse his disgust, Linghai really couldn't resist the sincere young man in front of him. He said, Little friend Han Yu, I can feel the majestic flame breath in your body. It's great, old man. My eldest sister is a martial spirit. Elder of the hall, if you are willing, I can ask my eldest sister to accept you as a disciple. Besides, you don't need to look for other colleges, just go to Wuhuan Hall Academy to join. Hearing this, Han Yu understood. Originally, he just speculated that the martial soul of this Linghai was very similar to Lingyuan Douluo. After what the other party said, he could be sure that the person Linghai was talking about was Lingyuan Douluo. You must know that as an extremely rare female titled Douluo in the Douluo continent, Lingyuan Douluo must be the emperor's favored one, but Lingyuan Douluo was Bibi Dong's man, and he had no intention of joining Bibi Dong's command. Senior Linghai's kindness is appreciated by this junior. However, this junior has his own plans. If senior can trust me, please feel free to let me teach your granddaughter. Han Yu vaguely guessed that Linghai did not allow his granddaughter to enroll in Wuhandian Academy, most likely because of the factional disputes within Wuhandian. Lingyuan Douluo cannot interfere in the affairs of Wuhandian Academy. If his granddaughter enters it, the training resources will inevitably be deducted by someone with ulterior motives. He wanted to introduce Han Yu to the academy. Firstly, with Han Yu's talent, Wuhuan Palace will not target him too much. Secondly, it will use this favor to let him take care of his granddaughter. Excuse me, which college do you plan to join? Linghai thought for a while and asked. Han Yu said, I am destined to be the crown prince of the Tiando Empire, so I should go to the Tiando Royal Academy. This does not mean that he will work for Qian Renxue or join the Tiando Empire. But for Qin Meng, a guy who is trying to get in and out, he has long wanted to deal with this guy. Linghai didn't know Wuhandian's plan, but he had a good relationship with the Balak royal family, so going to Tiando Royal Academy was a good choice. However, he did not rush to make a decision, but said, "Little friend Hanyu, didn't you say that you have 2 more students? So you can bring them over and let me see if their talents are really what you said. That way, I can safely leave my granddaughter to you." Linghai is not stupid, and will not trust someone easily, even if he has good sense for Hanyu. "Senior, please wait a moment." Hanyu had already anticipated what the other party would say, and Yi Lingling had been waiting outside for a long time. Not long after, Linghai walked out with her granddaughter in the martial arts arena of Ling Mansion. "Since we want to see the genius that Hanyu has taught, it would be a good choice to let his granddaughter compete with him." Junior Yi Lingling, 16 years old, Martial Soul Begonia Flower, requested by Hanyu, level 38 Healing Soul Master. Junior Zhu Zhuqing, 12 years old, Martial Soul Nether Civet Cat, 28th level Agility Attack Type Battle Soul Master. Netherworld Civet, surnamed Zhu. How could Linghai not know the origin of Zhu Zhuqing? He was surprised how Hanyu got involved with people from the Zhu family. Hey, some people from the Xinglua Zhu family will be unable to sit still when they join Huangdo Academy. Lingxiao, 12 years old, Martial Soul Flame Black Eagle, 24th level Attack Type Battle Soul Master. Lingxiao said, there were very few people of her age who had more soul power than hers, and she also had a different view of Teacher Han as her grandfather said. "Little friend Hanyu, you really surprise me. An auxiliary soul master can practice so fast." Linghai couldn't help but admire him. Yi Lingling said, "Senior, this is all the credit of the teacher." Hanyu smiled and nodded. Lingxiao's martial soul is of the fire attribute. Compared with Zhu Zhuqing and the others, if the Zihua is given to her, the training effect will definitely be much better. "Zhuqing, you and Lingxiao spar, so I can see how you fight." Hanyu suggested. In the past few days, he had not had time to teach Zhu Zhuqing fighting skills, so he might as well take this opportunity to touch her. Linghai laughed and said, Xiao, go and compete with your future classmates." The moment he heard about Zhu Zhuqing's strength, he already acquiesced that Hanyu was his granddaughter's teacher. After all, the opponent's 2 students are so powerful, and the opponent is a fire attribute soul master, so the effect of teaching his granddaughter will only be better. "Classmate Zhuqing, please give me some advice." Lingxiao assumed a fighting stance. Everyone also retreated and gave up the place. "Classmate Xiao, please give me some advice." As soon as they finished speaking, the 2 of them activated their martial spirits at the same time. "It really is a ghost cat." Linghai touched his chin, not knowing what he was thinking about. "Classmate Xiao, be careful. The first soul skill is Netherworld Thrust." "Classmate Zhuqing, look at the move. The first soul skill, Black Eagle's Fire." Chapter 45 The Perfection of Falling Flame Palm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 2 only fought for a moment, and Zhu Zhuqing had completely suppressed Lingxiao, whether it was soul power level or fighting consciousness. Lingxiao, who had lived in a greenhouse since childhood, was naturally no match for Zhu Zhuqing. Of course, this is just a discussion, and Zhu Zhuqing also stops at it. My granddaughter has been spoiled since childhood. I have to ask Teacher Han to take care of her in the future. Linghai said with some embarrassment. He took this issue into consideration by not letting Lingxiao stay in the family to practice. The innate soul power of level 7.5 means that Lingxiao has a chance to aspire to the title Douluo realm, and Linghai does not want to ruin her future because of his pampering. Hanyu smiled and nodded. Senior Linghai is joking. "Since you are my student, I will do my best to teach you." "Oh, look at my memory, old man." "Teacher Han, it's getting so late, you might as well stay in my mansion." "Yes, Teacher Han, you can live in my house." Lingxiao agreed. Naturally, she learned about Han Yu's situation from her grandfather, a high-level Soul Emperor in his 20s. He is already the youngest Soul Emperor on the mainland, even surpassing Tang Hao back then. She was convinced that such a talented person became her teacher. Han Yu thought for a while and agreed. He was in no hurry to go to Tiando City, and he wanted to practice his own soul skills, so it was obviously inappropriate to do so in a hotel room. It just so happens that you can also use Linghai's martial arts performance field to further your practice of falling flame palm. That night, under Linghai's warm invitation, Hanyu took Yilingling to attend Linghai's family banquet. At night, Hanyu was practicing alone on the martial arts field. Regarding Zihua's matter, he was not in a hurry to give it to Lingxiao. After the other student arrived, it would save a lot of time to distribute it together. When Linghai saw Hanyu practicing alone, he couldn't help but sigh. With such talent and training so hard, he deserves to be a top genius. Master, maybe within 20 years, this teacher Han will be able to aspire for the title of Douluo. The steward of Ling Mansion agreed. Geniuses of this level are often arrogant. Except for the geniuses of their peers, it is impossible for others to get to know such geniuses. But Hanyu was interested in his granddaughter's talent and befriended them. A man with such a strong mind should not be underestimated in the future. I tell my family not to disturb his cultivation. In addition, I should write a letter to my eldest sister about Xiao Xiao. She has been thinking about Xiao Xiao a lot recently. Han Yu's character is destined to be very popular. In the future, when he grows up, the Ling family will also be able to board this big ship with Lingxiao's relationship. Master, do you want to explain the situation to the elders? Let's not talk about it for now. The situation inside Wuhuan Palace is complicated. Since Hanyu has no intention of joining Wuhuan Palace, we shouldn't go overboard. Hanyu also noticed the conversation between the two. He knew that Linghai was a smart man and would not tell anyone about his affairs rashly. Flame palm. Pushing out his palm, flames spurted out from his palm. The next moment, the flames did not disperse, but gradually compressed into a point in Hanyu's palm. A deep sound sounded, and the flames broke apart, forming a sea of fire. The flames turn into points, the points turn into flames, and the falling flame palm is completed. That with the fire control technique of burning Jew, it is not difficult to practice falling flame palm. I was speechless all night, and in the blink of an eye it was the next day. Today is the opening ceremony of Shrek Academy. Because of Ma Hongjuan's remarks yesterday, he was punished by Dai Mubai early this morning. Due to a strange combination of circumstances, Tang San did not conflict with him. However, without Dai Mubai's restraint, Tang San ate the sausage made by Oscar. I'm very happy. Our college has welcomed 3 new students this year. You will pay the registration fee later. Each person will have 100 gold soul coins. Ning Rongrong and Oscar will be on the list. Today is the first day of school. Ning Rongrong, who is interested in a strange environment, has no reason to contradict Flanders. As auxiliary soul masters, escaping is a compulsory course for you. Later, you will run 10 laps around the village. This is your course today. While talking, Flanders also noticed the soul guide around Tang San's waist. Ning Rongrong didn't know what running 10 laps meant, so he responded solemnly. Are you Tang San? Flanders asked, looking at the young man wearing a half mask. Tang San took a step forward and replied, Dean, I am Tang San. Later, you come to my office. The formal study and practice will begin tomorrow. You will have 1 day to adjust. After saying that, Flanders left the playground. Oscar and Ning Rongrong also ran out of the academy. Tang San, I didn't expect you to really come. Dai Mubai took the initiative to talk. Tang San smiled and responded, Brother Dai, nice to meet you. Let me introduce to you, this is also a student of the academy, Fatty Ma Hongjun. Dai Mubai said. Ma Hongjun smiled and said hello, but the moment he saw Xiao Wu, his eyes straightened. Xiao Wu looked unhappy, but it was not easy for her to have an attack in this situation. Tang San frowned and said, Classmate Hongjun, Xiao Wu is my sister. Dai Mubai hurriedly tried to smooth things over. Mistress, just call him Fatty. Fatty is this person because of his martial spirit. After some explanation, the misunderstanding was resolved. Shrek Academy, to Tang San, even the garbage dump smelled delicious, and he would not blame Ma Hongjun for this. Since we are all classmates, please give us your advice. Early in the morning, Hanyu gave some instructions on the practice of the 3 students, and then came to the entrance of Rooting Hotel. The other student he is looking for currently lives here. By chance, when he arrived at the hotel door, the family had just finished checking out and were preparing to leave Soto City. Hey, Daji hasn't obtained the second soul ring yet, so he can't enroll in the Advanced Soul Master Academy. Sai wasting a few years in the Intermediate Soul Master Academy will probably affect Daji's future. The middle-aged man sighed repeatedly, the middle-aged woman beside him also looked helpless. But the couple were not soul masters. If they wanted to obtain a second soul ring for their son, they could only go to the soul hunting team. The price of the second soul ring was so high that their family simply could not afford it. If you believe me, let your children practice behind me. I can help solve the soul ring matter. Han Yu came out and said, he could tell that the young man in front of him had reached level 20 for a long time, but he had neglected his training because he had not obtained the soul ring. Who are you? The young man's father asked with a confused look on his face. My name is Han Yu, and I am a teacher in a college. If you don't worry, please leave your son to me. As he spoke, 6 soul rings of yellow, purple, black, and black appeared under Han Yu's feet. In Douluo continent, nothing is more convincing than showing strength. Chapter 46 Bloodthirsty Porcupine. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Senior, my name is Zhu Daji. Are you a teacher at the Advanced Soul Master Academy? The young man bowed and asked, for those of them living at the bottom, there is only one chance to rise to the top, and it is fleeting. Even though he knew that Shrek Academy's reputation was not very good, enrolling in Shrek would allow him to get the coveted second soul ring, which was an urgent need for him. Unfortunately, his soul power did not reach level 21 and he was eliminated in the first round. Senior, my son's innate soul power has reached level 7. It's a pity that as parents, we are not able to help him obtain the second soul ring. Zhu Daji's father, Zhu Chongtian, said helplessly. Han Yu nodded and said, it doesn't matter. I think your son's martial spirit is a bloodthirsty porcupine. This is a rare defensive martial spirit. If you trust me, I have the confidence to train him into a top powerhouse. That's right, Han Yu took a fancy to his martial spirit. Bloodthirsty porcupine. Although Wuhuan is a pig, the bloodthirsty porcupine cannot be compared with Yu Xiaojiang's pig. The defensive power of this martial spirit is second only to the black tortoise. More importantly, this little guy has no background and will not have any interests entangled in the future. Thank you, Senior, thank you so much, Senior. Zhu Zhongtian said with excitement, Senior, my martial spirit is a pig, my child's martial spirit is a hedgehog, and Daji's martial spirit is a mutated martial spirit. Yes, and it is a benign mutation. In the future, his achievement will be at least Soul Saint. Han Yu said, when he talks about title Douluo, others will think that he is bragging. Soul Saint is also a powerful person in the mainland, and with innate 7th level soul power, he is fully qualified to reach this height. Zhu Daji quickly knelt down and said, Teacher Han, I am willing to go to your academy. Zhu Chongtian and his wife also agreed with their son's decision. Their family was ordinary people, but Zhu Daji was a 7th level innate genius, which gave them hope of class transcendence. Although they didn't know Han Yu, the soul ring under Han Yu's feet couldn't be fake. As long as Zhu Daji can become the soul saint, their family will be considered prosperous. Han Yu agreed with a smile. The team currently lacks a front rower. Zhu Daji should be trained properly. In the future, when fighting souls, he alone can withstand Dai Mubai's offensive. Soon after, Han Yu brought Zhu Daji back to Lingfu. After everyone got to know each other, Han Yu asked them to start today's practice. Our goal is the next Soul Master competition. The Soul Master competition adopts a 7-person team to fight souls, and the cooperation between them is particularly important. Today, Senior Linghai arranged for a strong Soul King to compete with you. Sparring. Zhu Daji now needs to obtain the second soul ring. After that, I will take you to the Star Do Forest to practice. Do you understand? This time, Linghai will also go to the Star Do Forest. Moreover, the Star Do Forest held Tang San's most important opportunity, and Han Yu had no reason not to intercept Hu. Yes, Teacher Han, the sparring started soon, and Han Yu sat aside and observed. the 10,000 Fire system releases a new mission to plunder the 8 spider soul bones. The mission is completed and a strange fire is rewarded. Han Yu frowned. The system's mission this time coincided with his thoughts. It's just that the 8 spider soul bones were absorbed into the body along with Tang San. Moreover, it was an important part of the spinal cord. If he tried to pull it out, Tang San would probably die immediately. Host, please rest assured, as long as the host appears near Tang San in time, this system will assist the host in taking out the soul bone. And this process will not be noticed by anyone. With systematic help, Tang Xiaosan, I will remove all the teeth on your body one by one. The 8 spider soul bones are very useful, but it's a pity that Han Yu already has an external soul bone on his back and may not be able to absorb it. But he can use it to train disciples. After 1 stick of incense, the sparring session was over. Overall, the performance of Yi Lingling and others was in line with expectations. And the Soul King didn't deliberately let things go. It was pretty good that they could last so long together for the first time. Your biggest problem is that you don't have a suitable commander. Yi Lingling is only an auxiliary soul master, so she does not have strong control over the overall situation. If there is someone from the control system who is good at command, the cooperation between them can be improved. Shrek Academy here, Ning Rongrong was still the same, having a quarrel because she was dissatisfied with Flanders' arrangements. That night, when Dai Mubai and his party came back, because the second brother couldn't get up, as expected he was dumped by the wealthy businessman's daughter, Dai Mubai, who was worried and had nowhere to vent his anger, happened to hear Ning Rongrong's laughter, and he rushed directly into the girls' dormitory. Ning Rongrong, you bitch, why are you laughing? Dai Mubai scolded angrily. Oscar happened to be there, and Ning Rongrong's laughter just now was also because of Oscar's joke. Boss Dai, what's wrong? Ning Rongrong, let me tell you, others are afraid of you, the 7 treasure glazed tiles sect, but I am not afraid. If you dare to smile again, see how I kill you. Dai Mubai's voice was loud, and he was still sending Xiao Wu back to the dormitory. On the way, Tang San and the two heard it. Boss Dai, Rongrong didn't offend you. What's wrong with you? Oscar asked without knowing why. Ning Rongrong was obviously not afraid of Dai Mubai. She sneered and said, I just laughed. Kill me. I'm so scared. As the apple of the eye of the leader of the Qibao glazed sect, no one dared to speak to her like this since she was a child. It was okay for Flanders to teach her a lesson, but how could she bear it when Dai Mubai was making trouble for no reason? Boss Dai, what's wrong? We are all classmates, so don't be so angry. Tang San walked in and asked. Okay, Tang San, I'll give you this face. Ning Rongrong, remember this. If you dare to laugh in front of me again, don't blame me for tearing your mouth apart. After saying that, Dai Mubai slammed the door and left. His inability to be strong resulted in him being abandoned by many of his girlfriends, which dealt a huge blow to Dai Mubai's psychology. Therefore, when he hears female laughter, he naturally draws himself into it, thinking that others are laughing at his weakness. Rongrong, what happened? Tang San asked in confusion. Oscar took the initiative to reply, Miss, Rongrong didn't offend Boss Dai. I don't know why, but Boss Dai rushed in and scolded Rongrong. When Ning Rongrong saw someone speaking up for herself, Ning Rongrong was also very adamant, he is just mentally ill, don't pay attention to him. Tang San frowned when he heard this. Ning Rongrong made Tang San feel unhappy with her because of what happened in the afternoon. In addition, Tang San had a good sense of Dai Mubai, so he thought that Ning Rongrong was at fault in this matter. Rongrong, if you still treat us as classmates, go and apologize to Boss Dai. Although I don't know what happened, but I understand Boss Dai's character. He will not trouble you for no reason. Tang San, you. Ning Rongrong's eyes widened in anger. She did nothing wrong, why should she apologize? Mistress, Rongrong is indeed not to blame for this matter. Oscar said quickly. Chapter 47 Enemies Meet on a Narrow Road. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Han Yu didn't know that because of his unintentional intervention, Shrek was divided. Tang San believed that Ning Rongrong was the culprit, and Dai Mubai also believed that she was laughing at him. This made Ning Rongrong feel extremely wronged. If Oscar hadn't spoken for her, Ning Rongrong would have dropped out of school long ago. It was also because of this incident that Oscar's promotion to level 30 was delayed for a few days. However, precisely because of this incident, a seed of conflict was quietly planted in the hearts of everyone in Shrek. On this day, Linghai drove the prepared carriage to the entrance of Ling Mansion early in the morning. In the past few days, Han Yu distributed Fallen Heart Yanzihuo to Lingxiao and Zhu Daji. Lingxiao's soul power quickly broke through to level 25, while Zhu Daji's soul power had not broken through yet, but its soul power was much richer than before. Teacher Han, I really admire the old man. He even taught Xiao Xiao such unique skills as self-created soul skills. Linghai said with a grateful face as soon as he got on the carriage. Learning a self-created soul skill is equivalent to one more soul bone skill. Moreover, the power of self-created soul skills will increase as the level of the soul master increases. In a sense, the value of self-created soul skills has exceeded the value of 30,000-year-old soul bones. Senior Linghai is serious. The value of a self-created soul skill lies in the person who learns it. If Xiao Xiao can maximize the power of the self-created soul skill, it will be in vain for me to teach her the soul skill. Teacher Han is very generous. Old man, I admire you very much. If Teacher Han has anything to ask for, old man, I will do my best. Han Yu smiled lightly and nodded. The carriage was not very fast. It set off early in the morning and arrived at Soul Beast Town at sunset. If it were Han Yu, it wouldn't matter whether he entered the forest during the day or at night, but this time there were still students. If he wanted them to have a good experience, it was best to enter the forest during the day. To his surprise, not long after they entered the hotel for dinner, Shrek's group followed closely. It shouldn't be. Tang San and the others shouldn't have arrived yesterday. Doubts were doubts, but Han Yu didn't think much about it. He only thought it was because Zhao Wuji was injured, which caused the soul hunting to be postponed. Moreover, he was not worried at all that Tang San would not be able to touch the man-faced demon spider. Disgusting. The moment Zhu Zhuqing saw Dai Mubai on the second floor of the hotel, he frowned. Don't come into contact with them. After entering the forest, avoid all unnecessary trouble. Han Yu sent a message to her. Zhu Zhuqing nodded calmly and immediately looked away. Shrek arrived one day later than expected, and Han Yu didn't know if they would encounter Zhanghui Academy, but soon after a group of people appeared at the door, Han Yu knew that he was worrying too much. These two pairs of enemies are really close to each other. After listening to the conversation between Zhanghui students for a while, Han Yu finally understood that they had indeed arrived yesterday, but due to lack of preparation, they turned back after half a day in the forest. Ha ha ha. Dai Mubai couldn't sit still as the female student from Zhanghui Academy laughed. Ma Hongjun, who has a good relationship with Dai Mubai, said tacitly, it's just a small Zhanghui Academy. If you don't know, you might think it's some of your highnesses coming here. It's so arrogant. These two groups of people are not good people. Zhanghui Academy behaves arrogantly and domineeringly, and even Han Yu feels very unhappy with them. As for Shrek and the others, under Flanders's guidance, they got into troublemaking habits. The people at Zhanghui College didn't want to refute anything verbally. There were many strong people with hidden identities in Soul Beast Town, so it would be bad to cause common anger. However, the methods they used to respond to Shrek seemed a bit villainous. Without any surprise, the two sides started fighting. This is the virtue of Shrek, guys. There was a lot of movement on the first floor, and it was impossible for Linghai to miss it. He was now glad that he did not let his granddaughter enter Shrek Academy. In the world of Soul Masters, you must not judge people by their appearance, otherwise you will not know how you died. Ma Hongjun just acted in an aggressive way. Once his opponent is very strong, this is undoubtedly a death-seeking act. It's just a bunch of sewer mud, don't pay attention to it. Han Yu said calmly. However, he disliked Shrek Academy more than Zhanghui Academy. After saying that, he slowly placed his right hand under the table. ready to help Sanhui College at any time. Seeing a fight, Xiaowu stood up regardless of whether it was right or not. Tang San had no choice but to stand behind her. Oscar also wanted to take action, but after Ning Rongrong pulled him, he gave up. In Shrek Academy, he was not very popular with Dai Mubai and Dai Mubai. Anyway, he was also a food-type soul master, so it didn't matter whether he did anything or not, although it is said that brothers are like siblings and women are like clothes. But if you don't have clothes, running naked is not a good idea. When it comes to food, clothing, housing and transportation, clothing comes first, and the importance is evident. Sanhui Academy is used to being arrogant and domineering. When the two families fight, I don't know who will win. Lingxiao said quietly while eating the chicken drumstick in his hand. Two excuses, one is pissy. Linghai snorted coldly. Grandpa, is it appropriate to say this while eating? Lingxiao said with a look of resentment. Linghai laughed and immediately changed the topic. On the first floor of the hotel, the people from Sanhui College are indeed no match for Dai Mubai and others. Han Yu seized the opportunity and instantly caused Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun to lose their combat effectiveness. Due to his martial spirit, Tang San's blue silver grass was easily broken by his opponent, leaving him with no time to save him. Needless to say, Dai Mubai and Dai Mubai, who fell into the hands of trainee Tsang Hui, were beaten like bears. Zhao Wuji saw this and was forced to stop him. It's a Haotian sect. From young to old, the person who likes to do this kind of thing the most is the Haotian sect. Linghai came from that era and deeply hated the Haotian sect's behavior. Han Yu smiled in his heart. Then you are wrong, they are the dogs of the Haotian sect. We will enter the forest early tomorrow and try to avoid Shrek and the people from Sanhui Academy. After a pause, Han Yu continued, Senior Linghai and I will not take action before encountering the 1,000-year soul beast. For other soul beasts, you need to cooperate with each other to defeat them. Do you understand? Yi Zhiqiu will naturally not be Zhao Wuji's opponent. Zhao Wuji, who had never been beaten by Tang Hao, the moment he activated his martial spirit, Yi Zhiqiu was so scared that his legs went weak. After that, it was even more crushing. If Zhao Wuji hadn't been afraid of Shi Nian's revenge, he would have killed everyone from Sanhui College. At night, in the hotel room. Boss Dai, how could you suddenly be captured without any help? Recalling Dai Mubai's performance, Tang San was stunned for a while. Dai Mubai is a soul master, and the students at Sanhui Academy are just a group of great soul masters. Logically speaking, Dai Mubai cannot be defeated. Fortunately, Dai Mubai only suffered some superficial injuries and it would not affect tomorrow's schedule. Xiaosan, I don't know why, but I suddenly can't use any strength. Chapter 48 Dragon Duke Meng Shu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dai Mubai vaguely felt that this matter might have something to do with his second brother, but it was difficult for him to speak out about such unspeakable things. Ma Hongjun looked mournful and said, I was attacked by them, damned Sanhui Academy. There are many students in Sanhui Academy who major in the spiritual department. Mubai and Hongjun are probably affected by their soul skills. Zhao Wuji touched his chin and analyzed. Tang San was still a little confused at first, but after listening to Zhao Wuji's explanation, he also felt that this was the case. Yu Xiaojiang had told him at the beginning that unless the soul master with a beast martial soul was a spiritual beast martial soul, his mental power would be weaker than that of a weapon soul master of the same level. It is not impossible for some powerful spiritual soul skills to transcend levels and affect the enemy. In addition, this time, Xiao Wu was not injured, and Tang San did not label the people in Sanhui Academy as seeking death. Mu Bai, what's the conflict between you and Rongrong? She actually refused to treat you. Zhao Wuji frowned. Although the Qibao Glazed Pagoda martial spirit is an amplifying auxiliary martial spirit, its amplifying effect contains some healing effects. Now that the hunt for souls is about to begin, it is always a good thing to recover more from the injuries. Before Dai Mubai could say anything, Tang San said, Teacher Zhao, Ning Rongrong is used to being willful. It's probably because she had some quarrels with Boss Dai a few days ago and she got angry. Fortunately, Ning Rongrong was not in the room, otherwise she would definitely refute Tang San. Zhao Wuji frowned with a headache. but he couldn't say much. Ning Rongrong's identity was not something he could offend, so he would let Flanders handle the relationship between the students. The next morning, as soon as the sky turned white, Han Yu led everyone into the Star Forest. This is the third time I have entered the Star Dough Forest this year. The upgrade was too fast, which was a bit annoying. The first 2 times, he entered the forest from here, and he was familiar with the first half of the road. Daji's martial spirit is a bloodthirsty porcupine, so a defensive spirit beast will be the best choice. Daji, do you have any ideas? Han Yu asked. Teacher Han, a porcupine-type soul ring is enough. Zhu Daji said timidly, find a soul hunting team to hunt for souls. They both have 700-year-old soul rings, but the charging standards for rare types and common types are different. What Zhu Daji said was just the most mediocre choice. Too ordinary. Linghai shook his head and rejected this choice. Zhu Daji will be his granddaughter's teammate in the future, so the stronger he is, the more help he will have to his granddaughter. He will not be stingy in this kind of thing, Han Yu answered. Lingling, last time we came out of the forest, you still remember that there was an armored dragon. A dragon-like soul beast and a defensive type, it is just suitable for ambition. Daji Lingling said, Teacher Han, I seem to remember that not far ahead is the territory of the armored dragon. Dragon soul beast, Teacher Han, can I really do it? Zhu Daji said timidly. Han Yu held his forehead. Zhu Daji was good at everything, but he smelled of poverty. It was fine when facing his peers, but when facing nobles like Linghai, he was too groveling. Han Yu didn't mean to blame him. This was caused by his family environment. Daji, you are my student. The armored dragon's soul ring is nothing, but you have to remember that you don't have to please anyone, you understand? Zhu Daji nodded vigorously like a chicken pecking at rice. Han Yu didn't know if he could listen. In the future, if he wins a few more games in the soul fighting arena, maybe this situation will get better. A few people could have speeded up, but at the request of Han Yu and Linghai, Yi Lingling and others still had to walk the rest of the way on their own. As a sensitive attack spirit master, Zhu Zhuqing was scouting ahead. Lingxiao, as a powerful attack spirit master, had the functions of protecting Yi Lingling and clearing the way for his teammates. Their performance is pretty good and they have a sense of teamwork. Teacher Han, have you decided to go to Tiando Royal Academy to look for the other teammates? Linghai asked. Han Yu thought for a while and said, the situation of Tiando Royal Academy is unknown. If possible, I still think it would be better to form a brand new team. Senior, you have also seen the situation of Daji. It cannot be changed overnight. Yes, it would not be a good thing for him to mix with noble students. Who? As he spoke, Han Yu's expression suddenly became wary. In his perception, a group of 3 people were approaching, and one of the 3 people was very strong. Linghai, I didn't expect it to be an old guy like you. A loud voice sounded in front of them. Yi Lingling and others heard the words and stopped quickly. The visitors were none other than the peerless dragon-snake couple and their granddaughter Meng. Through perception, Han Yu discovered that Meng had exceeded level 31, come to think of it, without Shrek's interference, the crested snake would never have been able to escape from their grasp. Meng Shu, Chao Tianxiang, it's you 2 old guys. Why, this time you are here to get the soul ring for your granddaughter. Linghai greeted with a smile. Meng Shu was older than Linghai, but Linghai was a generous man and had a good relationship with Meng Shu. Grandpa Meng Shu, Grandma Chao Tianxiang, and Sister Iran. Lingxiao came over and said hello. After a while of pleasantries, Meng Shu also knew the purpose of Linghai's trip. Little friend Han Yu is very promising at a young age. Senior Long Gong is ridiculous. Han Yu responded with a chuckle. Meng Shu also had the idea of recruiting Han Yu, but after seeing the Linghai, the idea passed quickly. Linghai's eldest sister is an elder of Wuhuan Hall, and Han Yu is a fire attribute soul master. The relationship between them seems self-evident. I won't disturb you anymore. I want to take EE back to consolidate his cultivation. Say goodbye. Duke Long hugged his fists and said goodbye to Linghai and others. It's a pity that Meng is still an offensive type soul master. If he is an auxiliary type or a control type, there is still a need to recruit him. Han Yu sighed. It's not impossible to recruit Meng Yiran, but Meng Shu has an impure mind, and Han Yu doesn't want to have too much contact with him. Teacher Han, aren't you short of people? Meng Yiran is quite good. How about I come forward to talk to Meng Shu? Linghai asked proactively. Han Yu shook his head. Senior Linghai, with Meng Yiran's cultivation, he must have joined the Advanced Soul Master Academy. I'm afraid it would be inappropriate to poach corners from other academies. Seeing that the other party did not consider this aspect, Linghai smiled and changed the topic. On Shrek's side, although he didn't meet the matchless dragon snake couple, Oscar still found the crested snake. However, this time they got into the nest of the coxcomb snake. Mubai, take everyone out and leave this place to me. Zhao Wuji shouted and took the initiative to block in front of everyone. There are quite a few phoenix-crested snakes around, but they are all 1,000-year-old. Zhao Wuji seized the opportunity, injured one of them, and immediately retreated. Chapter 49 Third Brother, I'm sorry. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Oscar, hurry up and absorb the spirit rings. Tang San, Xiao Wu, your strength has reached level 29. Break through to level 30 as soon as possible. This time, I will get all your spirit rings at once. Just entered the forest. It didn't take long before something was harvested. Zhao Wuji naturally wanted to take advantage of his current luck to find soul rings for Tang San and Xiao Wu. Tang San was fine, he had nothing to say. He needs to upgrade and let his martial spirit return to its original state. As for Xiao Wu, after reaching level 30, she couldn't absorb the soul ring at all, but at the moment, Zhao Wuji has been watching this situation, and she has no choice but to practice. She prayed silently in her heart, praying for a suitable time to leave the team to gather the soul ring. She was very familiar with the Star Forest, and she knew many of the hidden caves. Third brother, I'm sorry, I can't explain this to you. My true identity cannot be known to anyone. Human nature is the least able to withstand the test. It is impossible for anyone to be able to withstand the temptation of 100,000-year-old soul ring and soul bone. Even Tang San, after learning all this in the future, he ran out of tricks and finally got Xiao Wu's sacrifice at the critical moment. This not only allowed him to fulfill the agreement made by the elders of the Haotian sect, but also laid the foundation for him to inherit the title of Poseidon in the future. Even Qian Renshue's plan failed because of Xiao Wu's sacrifice. Before returning to Shrek Academy for the appointment, Tang San had countless opportunities to find Xiao Wu, but he refused to go. He had to wait until the Spirit Hall took action, and then he came late. It's hard not to think about his behavior. Oscar's process of absorbing the soul ring went very smoothly. That night, he was successfully promoted to the 30-level food system Soul Master. Oscar, congratulations to you. Ning Rongrong was the first to step forward and said, Oscar is the only person in Shrek Academy who can speak for her. Ning Rongrong is not stupid, she knows what Oscar wants, and it only takes one sentence. As expected, after hearing Ning Rongrong's praise, Oscar had already forgotten about the others. In the end, Zhao Wuji came to his senses after giving him a bang. The sausage created by my third soul skill can fly for 1 minute after taking it, and it can fly for 1 minute at the speed of a coxcomb. Originally, Tang San and others were still resistant to sausages, but under Flanders' education, they finally overcame their inner resistance. It's a pretty good soul skill, and it's not worth using me once. Zhao Wuji said with a smile. Teacher Zhao, I have exceeded level 30. When Oscar woke up, Tang San happened to break through. Compared to Oscar's joy in obtaining the spirit ring, Tang San knew that he would have to wait until later to speak out. Double happiness. Xiao Wu, how are you? Zhao Wuji asked with a smile. Xiao Wu shook her head. In the previous practice, she had been paddling. How could she possibly break through? Although Zhao Wuji felt pity, he didn't say much. It's already getting very late. We'll set up camp here tonight and set off again early tomorrow morning. Han Yu also successfully arrived at the armored dragon's lair. Armored dragons are family spirit beasts, and their lairs are usually filled with family spirit beasts. The strongest one is one that is 13,000 years old, and one that is 10,000 years old. The others are all 1,000-year-old and 100-year-old armor dragons. Han Yu quickly analyzed their strength through perception. Linghai was surprised by Han Yu's detection ability, but he didn't ask any more questions at this time. Leave the two 10,000-year soul beasts to me, the old man, and leave the rest to you, Teacher Han. Han Yu nodded in agreement. At the same time, a sense of urgency arose in his heart. If nothing else happens, the Titan ape will appear tonight. After that, Tang San would absorb the spirit ring of the 2,000-year-old man-faced demon spider. This time, he didn't know whether Duke Long and the others had encountered it. The man-faced demon spider's ability to spin silk 3 times was quite tricky for Tang San. Tang San has my fire poison on his body, I can locate his location. After thinking silently in his heart, he saw that Linghai had already taken action, followed closely by Han Yu. Millennium-level armor dragons were no threat to him, but for the sake of sustainable development, Han Yu did not kill them. This is a 10,000-year-old soul beast. Will Teacher Han really help me get the armor dragon's soul ring? Zhu Daji said with a worried look. Teacher Han is true to his word and will not joke about this kind of thing. Daji, your talent is among the best in the mainland. You don't have to flatter anyone, and Teacher Han doesn't need your flattery either. After receiving Han Yu's reminder, Yi Lingling took the initiative to speak. But if it were a soul hunting team, hunting a 700-year-old soul beast with 2,000-year soul beasts and dozens of 1,000-year soul beasts would cost a lot of money, and the soul hunting team might not accept it. This kind of commission. Sacred fire seeks flames. Faced with the siege of the soul beasts, Han Yu quickly used body and soul skills. Moreover, coupled with the increase brought by the third soul skill, no matter how these armor dragons attack, they cannot touch him at all. After escaping the attack, Han Yu said loudly, Zhu Daji, if you continue to be so submissive, please go home as soon as possible. In soul fighting, whether a team can achieve good results, it is important for the team members to have the belief that they must win. Zhu Daji's submissive character may even affect his teammates. Han Yu's team does not want such a person. Teacher Han, I understand, thank you teacher. As soon as he finished speaking, Han Yu threw a 700-year-old armor dragon over. Moreover, this soul beast was already dying. Zhu Daji came to his senses and quickly killed it, and a yellow soul ring floated out in the blink of an eye. Yi Lingling, who was familiar with Han Yu's style, quickly ordered Zhu Zhuqing and others to take away the soul beast's body first. Seeing that the matter had been accomplished, Linghai quickly evacuated with Han Yu. In a relatively safe area, Han Yu allowed Zhu Daji to absorb the soul ring. The number of soul beasts in the mixed area of Star Do Forest is much smaller than a few decades ago. Linghai sat next to Han Yu and sighed, if humans want to absorb soul rings, they must hunt soul beasts. The cultivation speed of soul beasts is extremely slow, and there is fierce competition among them. Generally, soul beasts are relatively safe if they are between 5 and 7,000 years old. At this age, the 4th soul ring is too high and the 5th soul ring is too low, but not many human soul masters will hunt them. This is also something that can't be helped. Human soul masters must absorb soul rings to advance. This is a rule set by the gods. Han Yu also knew that tens of thousands of years from now, the soul beasts on Douluo continent would be on the verge of extinction. But with his current strength, there is no way to change this status quo. Many soul masters have the habit of killing innocent people indiscriminately. If this continues, the profession of soul master will disappear. Linghai said leisurely, for this kind of thing, just do your best. Linghai doesn't expect to change other people's behavior. Han Yu laughed lightly and immediately leaned against a tree trunk nearby. It is not ideal to follow up on reading. Please give it a try. There is another chapter, it will be posted at 6 o'clock in the evening, I beg you to read it. Woo woo woo. Chapter 50 Peeling the Bones. Please vote for me, recommend me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Late at night, Han Yu, who was protecting Zhu Daji from absorbing the soul ring, suddenly raised his eyebrows. He has already felt the breath of the Titan ape, but it is very far away from here. Of course, Han Yu didn't need to chase the Titan ape. He could find Tang San if he followed the strange fire's perception. After a while, he said the excuse he had prepared in advance, Senior Linghai, after Daji has absorbed the soul ring, you can take them back first. I feel that there is an opportunity for me in the forest. I have to go and take a look. Some people will never encounter such a thing in their lifetime, but as long as they do, it means that the soul master's cultivation speed or cultivation level will be greatly improved. Teacher Han, go ahead and be careful. Naturally, Linghai would not stand in the way of such a thing. Hanyu explained to Yi Lingling and others again, and immediately disappeared into the forest. Hanyu has already taught them about self-created soul skills and some training matters. It is very necessary for them to practice and digest them for a period of time. The words are divided into two parts. The sudden appearance of the Titan ape caught Tang San and others off guard. The king of the forest, the Titan giant ape. Zhao Wuji said with a trembling voice, this is a genuine 100,000-year-old soul beast, an existence that ordinary title Douluo would not easily provoke. Zhao Wuji felt a chill in his heart. The Titan ape would appear on the outskirts of the forest. It was very likely that something had attracted it. Or maybe they invaded its territory. If this is your territory, we are willing to withdraw immediately. Zhao Wuji said quickly, the Titan ape's target has always been Xiao Wu. The moment Xiao Wu entered the forest, she had already felt the scent. Seeing Xiao Wu mixing with humans, the Titan ape was worried that the other party would be in danger and would not just sit idly by. Roar. With a roar, the Tata giant ape attacked everyone without warning. Zhao Wuji's heart sank, and while activating the martial soul's true form, he said, Mubai, take everyone away quickly. Dai Mubai and others were already frightened, and Ma Hongjun was so frightened that he became incontinent. The pungent fishy smell immediately brought everyone back to reality. Dai Mubai turned around quickly and said, everyone, run quickly. Oscar came to his senses, took Ning Rongrong's hand, and fled quickly. It's a pity that Zhao Wuji is just a soul saint, and he has no power to fight back against the 100,000-year-old Titan ape. Smashing it away with a punch, the Titan giant ape quickly leaned down, stretched out his hand and grabbed Xiao Wu away. Xiao Wu. Tang San's eyes were about to burst, and the hidden weapon in his hand was like a gust of wind, attacking the Titan ape. Brother. Xiao Wu shook her head, signaling Tang San not to chase. The appearance of the Titan ape gave her an opportunity to obtain the third soul ring. As she has been following the team, Zhao Wuji will definitely keep an eye on her, and sooner or later he will betray her. Oscar, give me the flying mushroom sausage quickly, I'm going to save Xiao Wu. Tang San grabbed Oscar's arm and almost roared. Mistress, I. Oscar hesitated. If you let Tang San chase him out, there is a high probability that something unexpected will happen, but if he doesn't take action, Tang San will definitely hate himself. The 7 treasures turn out to be colored glaze, and the 7 treasures have names. One is strength, and the other is speed. Ning Rongrong took action decisively. She didn't want to help Tang San, but wanted Tang San to die quickly. Oscar saw this and quickly handed over the flying mushroom intestines. After Tang San thanked him, he quickly flew out. Zhao Wuji, who had regained consciousness, changed his expression greatly. Tang San, come back soon. Oscar, Ning Rongrong, what have you guys done? Zhao Wuji said helplessly, hurry up and give us a boost, let's get Tang San and Xiao Wu back together. As a teacher, he still has professional ethics. At least it's not like a certain master who just runs away when in danger. Tang San is right in front. The sense of strange fire became stronger and stronger, and Han Yu's figure gradually slowed down. He took out the black night clothes from the soul guide, and his figure flashed and disappeared into the night. The flying mushroom sausage only lasted for 1 minute. After Tang San chased it for a moment, it fell to the ground. He was so confused that he didn't even notice the potential dangers around him. A human-faced demon spider sprang out of the darkness and threw Tang San to the ground. Han Yu had a panoramic view of this scene. He even began to consider whether to help Tang San. The human-faced demon spider's external soul bone was created when it absorbed the soul ring due to the extremely strong resentment it had during its lifetime. If you kill it directly, the soul bone may not be produced. However, after seeing clearly the condition of the man-faced demon spider, Han Yu knew that he was worrying too much. On the abdomen of the man-faced demon spider, There were several deep wounds with bone visible. This injury was obviously caused by another soul beast, and in the fight with Tang San, it didn't spin any silk. You are indeed the son of luck brought by God Shura. It's no wonder that the system gives you the most tasks. Han Yu murmured. Evil spirit beasts, it is because of your existence that Xiao Wu is in danger. Your existence is simply unacceptable. With an angry roar, Tang San went berserk. Countless hidden weapon arrows were shot at the man-faced demon spider as if they were free. Looking at this scene, Han Yu sneered and said, Evil spirit beast, Tang San, please wake up quickly, that's your second uncle. Did I wonder what the Titan giant ape would think when he heard Tang San's words, and would he still offer sacrifices to him? Without any surprise, Tang San killed the man-faced demon spider. On the way to absorb the soul ring, no one jumped out to snatch the soul ring. Later in the night, Zhao Wuji arrived belatedly with his men. Xiao Wu also arrived here not long after, still saying the same thing. Xiao Wu found a reason to explain the situation of obtaining the soul ring. When Zhao Wuji saw that Xiao Wu was fine, he didn't ask any further questions and just regarded it as a blessing in disguise. When Xiao Wu saw the man-faced demon spider that Tang San had absorbed, she instantly lost her composure. Han Yu didn't care about what Xiao Wu said. What he cared about was the soul bone in Tang San's body. In his perception, behind Tang San, the soul bones were gradually forming. Jia, little Yakuza, you can't control the external soul bone. As your former teaching director, I have to help you. The system is ready to take action. The moment the external soul bone grew behind Tang San, the system instantly activated its power. Before anyone knew it, Tang San's soul bones had arrived in Han Yu's hands. Congratulations to the host for successfully plundering Tang San's soul bone and being rewarded with a netherworld poison fire. The system will issue rewards to the host in a safe location. The harvest is good, little Jia San. I'll see you later. With a smile in his heart, Han Yu quickly disappeared into the night. Tang San, who lost his external soul bone, felt a sense of loss in his heart. However, the moment he saw Xiao Wu, this feeling of loss was fleeting. Han Yu also didn't expect that after he peeled off Tang San's soul bone, he actually saved Tang San from a lot of suffering. Third brother, you are too reckless. If you fail to absorb the soul ring, what should I do? Xiao Wu couldn't help but shed a tear from the corner of his eyes. Tang San knew how the man-faced demon spider could tell the age, but he was blinded by anger and didn't notice it at the time.